I don't know what happened with the audio there, but how are y'all doing today? It's kind of hot outside. It's I don't know if it's one of those fake summers we got in Tennessee that's coming around and it's gonna get cold again or what's gonna happen. Y'all know how the weather is around here. Um it's we got a little bit less to talk about right now. Football is officially over. But we're going to talk a little bit of football. Titans made some roster moves yesterday. And then we're also going to talk a little bit of baseball, a little bit of basketball. Probably not going to be a super long show. And then, of course, we're going to end with high school sports, as we always do. So let's go ahead and get on into it. Let me change my angle real quick. First take. The Titans cut Robert Woods and Taylor Lewan. Now, one of the reasons there's a few reasons why I want to talk about this, and I'm probably going to take up most of my time talking about this in particular. Man, this light is stupid bright in my face. I don't know. Okay. So the thing about Robert Woods is right after he was cut, he tweeted out free with an exclamation point. I hope he watches this. Robert, you had 523 total yards of receiving last year. 523. You're free. Us Titans fans are free from watching you drop any more balls or punts. That's the most ridiculous thing that was free. Don't tweet that crap out. Don't tweet that crap out. Be smarter than that. You're not Justin Jefferson. You're not Jamar Chase. Man, you're not even Julio Jones. And Julio Jones had half of 520 yards and probably like a 10% of the playtime. Free. What an idiot. That really does bother me. As if he was being opposed here playing for the Tennessee Titans. And he was just really just it was just the worst life he could live was playing receiver for the Tennessee Titans. God forbid. I'd probably feel the same way. Ryan Tannehill throwing me the ball and Tannehill got hurt. I'm free. Man, you're always free. It's America. You get to play football. Shut up. Ignorant. That's buffoon. That's just I'm still upset about that. I mean, really, like, honestly. Yeah, he's gone and apparently free or whatever. Go play for Cleveland next year or whatever and catch 14 balls for 306 yards. I mean, like again, if he was like a really, really great receiver, that would make a lot of sense. I mean, it would make a lot of sense if let's say you're a really good receiver and you do play for the Tennessee Titans. They've got a crappy offense. The quarterback wasn't healthy. The backup quarterback doesn't know how to throw. But you're Robert Woods. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, I think Robert Woods needs to know that he's a really good like third receiver, right? We expect him to be our number one receiver, and that's probably the Titans' fault. But Lewan's gone also. That's going to save like $13 million. And maybe now, I know there are other Taylor Lewan fans out there. I'm going to go ahead and let everybody know I'm not one. That's going to be a lot of money that we can save. I say we. That's a lot of money the Titans can save. I don't feel compelled to. I'm going to unfollow him on Twitter now, so maybe I don't have to watch all those ridiculous clips of him on that stupid bus. He cares more about his ridiculous podcast, and he's got a great podcast to give. I mean, I'll give him that. The podcast is wonderful. His podcast is better than his blocking. As Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones almost won NFC Defensive Player of the Year in 1 week last year. What did he have? 7 sacks off of Lewan? Now, okay, I'm glad Lewan's gone. I just am. I think he was overpaid. Of course, he did have a few injury issues last year. and he's had injury issues the last few years. And I get some of it he can't really control the concussion stuff, and I hate that. I hope I legitimately do not want any of these guys to have to deal with any brain issues, because that is a very serious problem in this sport. But when was the last time Taylor Lewan was good? How long ago was that? Can anybody answer me? And for somebody that makes a lot of money, like a lot of money, just to sit on the sideline and bark and complain about whatever, and then go do your podcast. I'm glad Lewan's gone, personally. I'm glad Robert Woods is gone too. At first I was like, oh darn, we're cutting Robert Woods. And then he tweeted out free, and then I was glad. Maybe he ends up with the Cincinnati Dragons or whatever one of those USFL teams are. He can go play in Russia as far as I care. Let's see. There was a whole other thing I wanted to say about all that. Oh, as far as here's notification that Ryan Tannehill had been cut too. That new guy coming in, Ron Carthen, maybe he'll just come in and cut everybody. They've had a few of the rumors about a trade for Trey Lance. I don't necessarily hate it. I mean, here's the thing. If I knew right now that the Niners would take Malik Willis and a 3rd round pick or something along the lines of that, I'm down. Let's do the trade right then and there. But I'm not the GM. I don't know what's really going on. There's a lot of rumors swirling. But two things that aren't rumors, Robert Woods and Taylor Lewan are cut. And so we're going to do a DMA read. Y'all are going to watch some commercials. I'm going to cool off because Robert Woods still makes me angry. And then whenever y'all get back, we're going to talk whatever else I got to talk about. Casey's Take is brought to you by DMA Orthopedics and Dr. Anthony Tropiano. Dr. Anthony Tropiano provides patients with prompt, effective treatment using the best technology available and in a manner that's compassionate and understanding of their needs. Dr. Tropiano is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon. Call 615-441-4522 today. That's 615-441-4522.
At Dixon Medical Associates, your health is our #1 priority. With over 40 providers, our goal is to bring excellent, convenient, and comprehensive medical care to our community. Dixon Medical Associates, a destination for care.
Now, the second thing we're going to talk about, I believe, was NBA All-Star Weekend. And the reason why we're talking about that, now I'm going to be honest with you, boys and girls. I did not watch a single second of NBA All-Star Weekend. And I'm going to actually tell y'all what I did this weekend. Friday night, of course, the girls played the district championship. Across the state, there were a lot of girls playing basketball. Creekwood was out at Greenbrier. Blaine was out there. Some of our Sycamore Cheatham teams were at Fairview, and we had Bill out there shooting those photos. And so I was at Dixon. And then Saturday night, I was back at Dixon for boys district basketball. And then Sunday, Sunday's when they have the actual NBA All-Star game. They also had, I think Daytona was Sunday. I don't even know who won the race. Sunday, I worked all day long. There were a lot of stories that had to get done. The weekend, we're also changing stuff around at the company. We're going from one sort of internet site thing to another. And if this tells you anything, I don't understand it any more than I understand women. So we're kind of stuck in a situation now. I've got to figure out this new internet site, but it took forever to do everything Sunday. So I didn't even I didn't get to watch Daytona. I wound up going to late Sunday night. I wound up going to the bowling alley. I had plans with some friends of mine. Bowling alley's not even open. I went and got the keys, and me and three other friends of mine, we went and shot pool because I just needed I needed a little bit of time to myself on a pool table. And me and some guys just shot pool, and but I didn't even watch the All-Star game. And it's because the NBA All-Star game, like the NFL All-Star game, is terrible. Now, the NBA All-Star game is better than the NFL All-Star game, or the Pro Bowl, whatever you want to call it, because nobody really wants to watch defense in basketball anyway. A lot of it, it's 1v1 with less defense. So I don't really care much for the NBA regardless, because I feel like a lot of it's one-on-one now. But at least they try to play defense. Where in the All-Star game, it's all one-on-one and nobody tries to play defense. So, you got that. You got Mac McClung winning the slam dunk contest. And this is something crazy to me. Mac McClung has made, in his career, he's made like $106,000. He won $100,000 for winning the 25-minute dunk contest the other day. Let's see. I had actually, I think it was Jason Tatum wound up winning MVP. I want to say it was Tatum. He had like 50-something points, which is a brand new, like that's a record for an All-Star game. But I bring all of that up to bring this up. All-Star games are boring. And I didn't even know. I didn't even know that it was All-Star weekend. Now, to be fair, I don't watch television. If there's a sporting event on, I'll watch sports. But I don't watch TV other than that. I refuse. I don't think television's very good. I hate commercials, which is why I make fun of them on this show. I just watch YouTube. I have a premium YouTube subscription. I know I get made fun of by people for that. I pay $15 a month to not watch any ads. And I don't like TV shows because they're too long and people want to sit there and and it's too much to pay attention to. I like YouTube because it's like 12-minute video. I only watch stuff about Call of Duty and sports anyway. And if I don't like whatever I'm watching, I just click circle and back out and go to the next video. But that's just me. That's a whole different conversation for another day. But I don't watch TV. I didn't even know it was All-Star weekend. I mean, I barely knew it was Daytona. I don't want to watch. I just don't want to watch television. And I guess the reason why I'm saying all that, I feel like the NBA probably needs to do a little bit better job of maybe advertising, because I didn't even know. I didn't realize it was All-Star weekend. And now I may have seen an advertisement, but I feel like I should have seen more than whatever I saw because I didn't remember. But I'm going to be honest. When's the last time anybody wanted to sit down and watch the dunk contest? Now, I get it. LeBron James isn't going to do the dunk contest. And he never did earlier in his career. And there's no reason for him to, because he can't really win. Either LeBron James goes out there and he looks like LeBron James and he wins the dunk contest, or he doesn't win the dunk contest and everybody gives him a hard time. I don't blame him for not playing in it, but it made it worse. I always wanted to watch LeBron in the dunk contest, but it made it worse because he wasn't in it. And I don't blame him because he can't really win it. He either does exactly what everybody expects him to and he wins, or he loses and then he has to hear everybody give him a hard time. And I don't even like LeBron, but I mean, look, I don't blame the guy for not doing it. I just wish he would have. It's kind of like Usain Bolt in a race. I mean, why would Usain Bolt foot race anybody? If you just walked up to him on the street, look at me, I'm fat, short, I'm athletic, but not anymore, not nearly as much as I used to be. If I walk up to Usain Bolt and I say, "Hey man, you want to race?" He might say yeah, and he's going to dust me. But why would he even want to race anybody? It's either Usain Bolt wins obviously, as you would, or he actually races somebody and either gets hurt or he loses the race. It's the same thing for LeBron doing the dunk contest. It makes more sense not to because it's a lose-lose situation. Not having LeBron, not having some of the other really great players in the NBA not do it. I mean, one guy's in the D League, I think, and they asked him to do it. Mac McClung, who again I just said has made like $102,000 or $106,000 in his entire career. He made $100,000 for winning that dunk contest. Good for him. I mean, I'm absolutely I'm very happy for Mac McClung. But what are we doing here? Let's figure out what we're doing. Let's get some real names. Let's get some real guys in the NBA dunk contest. If you want it to be important, also do a little bit more advertising because, like I said, I had no clue. Maybe advertise on YouTube a little bit more. That's going to be it. I've talked way too much about stuff I really don't care much about. But we're done with NBA All-Star Weekend. Let's move on to the third take, baseball. It's here, ladies and gentlemen. This is how I knew baseball was really here. I walked up to one of my photographers. I want to say it was Monday night. I think Monday night. The Dixon County Lady Cougars were playing in their district championship. I'm sorry. And before the district championship game, two other teams were playing. And so my photographer's kind of like chilling off to the side. He's waiting to get going. I think this first girls' game was like at halftime. Nobody's doing anything. The gym's kind of dead. Everybody started to get there later, but excuse me, I'm sorry. So I walked over to the photographer and I said, hey man, we're talking about the rest of the week, what's going on, this, that, and the other, just kind of shooting the bull. And he said, oh, by the way, I got baseball. I said, what do you mean you got baseball? He said, I shot some preseason baseball. And I was like, oh my God. Because here's the thing, wrestling ends Saturday. I mean, it's still been going. Basketball for men and women is one of the hardest sports to truly keep up with in my job because all of them play a bunch. And that's a lot of stuff to cover, and all of the kids deserve to be covered. So it is a lot. But there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And then as soon as you kind of see a light at the end of the tunnel, be like, oh, wrestling's over this week, and we're in the playoffs for basketball, and stuff like that. No, baseball, softball. They're going to start playing. They're going to start doing that too. And then, of course, I saw some kids warming up playing on a tennis court. I live right down the road from some tennis courts, so I know tennis is right around the corner. I was sitting here thinking about football already the other day. I don't know why I'm yawning. I've been up screaming for the last hour and a half, just hollering at this screen for the last 20 minutes. I don't know why I'm yawning. But I was sitting there the other day. I was driving around and I thought, I remember a specific statement that a certain football coach made about another team. And I don't know why it was funny. I know the Super Bowl just ended, but I'm sitting here thinking like, man, high school football season ain't too far away. And I very specifically remember this one statement that this one coach made about another school. And I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus and none of that nonsense, but I'm really ready for that matchup in particular next season. It's going to be fun. I don't want to say anything, but I almost had a little yawn there again. And you see my eyes watering. I need like any of y'all watch Dragon Ball Z growing up and they had that hyperbolic time chamber. That's what I need. I need a time chamber, and I'm just going to spend an entire day and I'm going to sleep. The way it worked in the TV show was one day in the real world was a year in the hyperbolic time chamber. And I want a hyperbolic time chamber. That way I can sleep for 365 days straight. But that's beside the point. But we do have baseball season is right around the corner. And when my photographer told me the other day, he said, I've got I've got baseball. And it was like, oh, Lord, here we go. Now, I love baseball. And most of you that know me, you know that I grew up playing baseball. I played third base as a very small child because I was one of the few kids that had a strong enough arm to get the ball across the diamond. But I loved the pitch. I played corner infield. So I love baseball. And you know, I've been coaching the bowling team at Creekwood for 7 years now. And I've got to really know Coach Nancy Jackson out there at the Creekwood softball team. Both of her daughters bowled for our program. So we've had a few softball girls. We've got a few now. So we've got a few softball girls on our team, and I like to go out to the Creekwood softball games because I'll run into a few of the kids that I coach, and I run into a few of their family members. So that's always fun. I've got some cousins that play for Dixon, so baseball and softball season is always really, really fun. Some of my favorite people too in both Dixon and Cheatham County are baseball and softball coaches. And I love being around this game, but it's here, and excuse me, it's here, and we're gonna enjoy it. So let's go to a commercial real quick, and then whenever y'all come back, we're gonna do another DMA read and then talk high school sports. Let's go to a commercial.
Here at Dixon Medical Associates, we've got you covered from neck to toe. Our orthopedics team offers services in sports medicine, foot and ankle reconstruction, spinal surgery, and more. We also have in-house imaging and physical therapy. Dixon Medical Associates. We specialize in what moves you.
I don't know why, but right before the commercial break, I picked up this. It's an old calendar, an almanac or something. I've got it. I'm gonna swing it around like a whooping stick now. But Casey's Take, brought to you by DMA Orthopedics and Dr. Anthony Tropiano. Dr. Anthony Tropiano provides patients with prompt, effective treatment using the best technology available and in a manner that is compassionate and understanding of their needs. Dr. Tropiano is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon. Call 615-441-4522 today. That's 615-441-4522. And they've got like 18 different phone numbers. Everybody's got Google. All of you, every single one of you, some of you are even watching right now. You've got these supercomputers in your pocket, and they've got this Googler thing. You can look up whatever you want. You type in Dr. Anthony Tropiano, and it's going to give you a phone number, probably one of 7,000 different phone numbers that you can call DMA with. You call him, you tell him I sent you. Now, we're going to talk about the last take of Casey's Take, and then I'm going to let you guys go. You girls and guys, you know, some of y'all need to get back to work. Some of you need to go eat lunch, whatever it is. But I'm going to let y'all go. But we got a little bit to talk about. I talked about it a second ago, district tournament. Dixon and Cheatham both Dixon County boys and girls won the district championship. Creekwood girls won their district championship, while the boys, I felt like they led for up until about 2 or 3 minutes left in the game, and then Portland was able to come back. Portland was able to come back and get the win there. Out in Cheatham, let's see. The Cheatham boys lost to Fairview. Fairview's a fantastic team. Fairview won their district, defeating Cheatham in the boys, and then on the girls' side, Sycamore defeated Cheatham. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, that Sycamore Cheatham matchup, that could happen again for region championship. It could happen again. I mean, it's not gonna happen again in sectionals because of the way the tournament works. But you got two really good teams, and they hate losing to each other. There's a lot of respect there. I think the coaches really do respect each other. I think the kids like each other. I mean, you can tell, like, you know, whenever they have a conversation on the court, a lot of these kids really like each other. Usually the only people that really have a problem with each other are some of the people in the stands. And that happens. I get it. I'm the same way. But those are two really, really good teams that absolutely hate losing to each other. and that's going to be a fun matchup. All the girls play district basketball Friday. Dixon's going to try and do something since they're playing West Creek. We may have a Dixon West Creek boys and girls first round region game, and that may be this week. I'll let you all know if I figure anything out on that. That would be tomorrow. I got to figure that out. But wrestling is this Saturday. Wrestling state it started today. Wrestling started today. The Creekwood Wrestlers, they had a little send-off. I always like to see that. They do that for our bowling teams. They've also done that they did that for the volleyball team this year. Volleyball wound up winning a state championship. There are 5 individual wrestlers from the Dixon area that are heading out. We have 3 wrestlers from Creekwood, Stone Grove, Troy Anderson, and Michael Cisco. And then for Dixon, we have Kristen Alsop and Emily Fuller, two girls that are going to be wrestling. In Cheatham, I'm pretty sure there's like 11 overall athletes, maybe more than that, maybe like 15 athletes. I think Harpeth has 4, Cheatham has 4, and Sycamore had a 7, maybe. Yes, yeah, I don't know why my nose is starting to run now. I was fine until I turned this screen on. But we've got a lot going on. So make sure y'all get the Dixon Post or the Cheatham Exchange next Tuesday or Wednesday. And that way you can all stay up to date on all the little Jimmies and Joes and what they're doing at the state tournament for wrestling, and also some district basketball stuff. I've got a few other stories that are kind of waiting in the wings. I need to hear back from some people on a few of those stories. And then I also need to hear back from a few coaches. I'm still trying to get the all-county football team done from last year. I need to get that done. Hopefully that'll be in the paper next week or the week after. I still need to get some nominations and stats from a few of the coaches. So hopefully I can get all that done. Hopefully I can figure out this new system we got for putting our stories in. But I want to thank y'all for coming and hanging out with me today. I did a little bit of yawning for no reason. My nose is running. I think I've coughed 4 times. Mama said there'd be days like this. It'll be okay. I'll be okay. I don't know about y'all, but I'll be fine. But thanks for coming and hanging out with me. And we'll see y'all next week.